And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Farthest Frontier. I believe this is the 7th part of the 4th stream in at 0.9.7g. This is likely going to be the last stream in this city, and likely to be the last part of it. We're going to try to improve the city about as much as we can before we go ahead and end this part and end the stream. I think my goal, if I can get it done, is I want to get all the homesteads at least up to large house. I might not try getting any of the miners upgraded to the next level, because that would rely on us actually needing books and a luxury food type. Although if I get the opportunity, I probably will try to upgrade the bakery. Yeah, I think we have the stuff to upgrade the bakery. Let's get that queued up. We'll see if that provides us a luxury food type, because if we have a luxury food type, then that's a little bit more feasible to get a manor upgraded. And then we did manage to get up before the end of this run, before 1.0 comes out, up to 500 people in the city. I think 1.0 adds a tech tree, which is one of the reasons we'll probably start over if we play the game again after the new patch comes out on October 23rd. If you're watching this on YouTube, you forget this might actually be the part that comes out on October 23rd. So if you're watching this on October 23rd and wondering I don't have a tech tree, that's because I recorded it before I went on vacation. And yeah, today would have been the day the tech tree comes out if you're watching this on YouTube, I think. So when I recorded this, there was no tech tree, unless you were playing in the beta, and I'm not playing in the beta. I'm waiting for the city to develop. Most of the upgrades I need to do are to get sort of the goal done are desirability related. So first of all, it's a little bit of moving goalposts. When that finishes, that's going to raise the desirability by some unspecified amount for a bunch of these buildings. And obviously it's consuming 226 stone that hasn't been delivered. And the main thing I've been building to raise desirability is garden trails, which cost 10 stone to build. They've got upgrades which make them a little bit denser from a desirability standpoint, but same sort of logic going on. Not the stone. I'm actually surprised it's taking so long to get it delivered. I suppose most of all the stone's got to come from here to there. So I'm guessing they're just not doing a very good job of moving it across the town. Oh, before I forget again, which field is the one that has food in it? That one. So I need to make sure there's no livestock in that field come spring. And that having the livestock in there has definitely helped raise the fertility faster. So that is a thing I might need to take advantage of in the next time I build a city, is try to build the fields a little bit more conducive to putting livestock in them. The cows have a 15 by 15 graze area. The goats are 10 by 10, I think. And the chickens are 7 by 7. I haven't built the stables. So, without building the stables, I can't tell you how big those are either. We're getting more manors being built. So that's something else that also helps with raising desirability is the higher level houses, I think, provide desirability as well. It doesn't say that there, but I think they have a higher innate desirability on the neighborhood as well. Okay, with spring coming, we should hopefully get some people actually hauling the stone across the town a little bit faster. Year number 40. And of course we still have disease stalking some of our fields. Last year we collected 4,220 gold. Of course, we presumably spent most of it. Okay, you've arrived. You'll buy soap, you'll buy pottery. 67 soap and 17 pottery. Five children have grown up, a new villager born. Okay. The other villager has died of old age. Okay. I think I know what I'm gonna do. Got the money, should be able to get away with it. Garden trails. New merchant has arrived. Let's finish the trade we got with the old one. So, sell that to you. And then sell that to you. Trader 2 wants to buy stuff I don't want to sell. Could buy furniture, could buy spices, we'll probably buy spices. If we're gonna buy anything. Yeah, let's buy some spices. This is not a good price for spice, but we're going to buy it anyway. Buy and transfer. The rest of this we're going to transfer to and storage. Okay, pastries, which is presumably a luxury good, requires preserves. I need to actually make some preserves and eggs. The eggs aren't too hard. Okay, you're desirably neutral, so I can actually build you relatively close to the town. Without causing a problem. Although I probably do want to put it next to one of the food storages, so... put it like over here. Yeah. Watching a podcast from the developers of this game and popped in here to see what it was about because the Steam trailer did not help. Looked like an anno game, but seems quite different. Could you explain it in a couple words? It's a medieval city builder It's not quite like Anno. Anno's a lot more about managing supply chains between multiple islands. This one's a little bit more like Banish. It's sort of more of a survival city builder. If you don't feed your people will starve. You need to provide them heat to keep them warm, otherwise they'll die of frost. You need to provide them access to medical facilities, or they'll die of disease. Every once in a while you get raided, so you want to basically generate a standing military of some limited capacity to keep the raiders from trying to kill you. So it's a survival city builder. It's not quite as hard as, say, Banished, and it doesn't have the roguelike aspects of Against the Storm, but it is a survival city builder. City dying simulator. Yeah, it's not that bad. We've been going 40-something years, and we've only got 87 people dead in the city, and that's including deaths to the raiders. So we've kept the casualty count relatively low. Nope, new merchant has arrived. You'll buy some clothing, so let's sell you some clothing. No problem. I do like to explain the games I'm playing, so if you ever have any questions about any of the other games I'm playing, feel free to let me know. See how long it takes for the clothes to get delivered. They get delivered quickly enough. I think I might pay for some preserves off of this guy, because we know we need it for our pastries. No, it didn't arrive in time. Okay, so we're not going to be buying pastries. That's fine. If I over here, see how much the beautification goes up. When most of these desirability buildings go up. Temple has been improved. Construct the temple and upgrade it to tier 2 achievement achieved. So that gives us another relic slot. It's only one more relic slot, so I'll still have to be reasonably picky. I'm going to take the Antlers of the Great Spirit, which is 30% more meat from hunting cabins. That did help a lot with the desirability. So this one was like 58 before, so it jumped to 62. So it was like +4 desirability upgrading the temple. Oh, we got some that are actually over 100. So if we can get the books and luxury food type, we can probably get one of the manors upgraded before the stream ends here. So what do I need to get books? I need a paper mill and a book binder. The book binder can be closer to the center of town, or some of the storage in town. Let's put it over here. And then the paper mill wants to be a decent distance away. So I'll probably put it just outside the town walls over here. And we got most of the resources to get that done. We're a little bit short on the planks, but that'll be fine. The planks are also in competition with all the house upgrades as well. That's probably why we're short on the planks. But we got a fully operational sawmill sawing away at logs to turn them into planks, so that should hopefully not take too long to produce. Maybe a little bit more in here. But I don't see this being too much of a difficulty, easy up to 60. Getting them much more than 60 might be difficult, but 60 is not going to be too hard. Then over here, you need something, you need something. Get to 60. That something is going to be one garden trail. Yeah. Okay, so I've got enough laborers. They're just not swapping over to being builders for whatever reason. Oh, and let's get a bit more preserve guys going. Go up to 4. Let's boost you by 4. You by another 2. So that's the production chain. Glass gets made in, or sand gets made into glass. Glass is required to make preserves from fruit and berries. And preserve vegetables from vegetables, obviously. Oh, we have a building on fire. Should be enough people in the town to put the fire out. There we go. We're waiting on bricks, which shouldn't be a problem. You actually got all the planks. Okay, so these should get done pretty quickly. So we'll try to get some books made in time to see if we can get you upgraded to whatever the last level is. Although, a little worried about the food types. We'll see about the food types. Okay, we now have preserves, so in theory we should now be getting some pastries. I don't have a cheesemaker. I should get a cheesemaker going as well. That might be a little bit of an issue with bricks. Because I don't have the bricks for the 3 buildings there, but... Okay, let's immediately double the paper makers. Pending blizzard, so lots of people are running back to towns. Nope, and I've got the achievement for gentrification. Upgrade 20 houses up to manors. Okay, here comes the blizzard. So it's plenty of firewood, so this is pretty harmless for the city, but obviously it's making most of the work in the city come to a complete grinding halt. Okay, here goes the blizzard ending. It's still cold weather, so we're not going to get very much work out of them during the winter here. And some of them will probably come out of the houses once they're properly warmed up. Get some work done. Apparently I had a person down there getting attacked by a bear. It's clay upgrading, okay. Well, I may want to get the next clay mine set up before we delete the current one. We got another clay mine there. And that's not even with getting into any of the deep ones. There's another shallow one, another shallow one. Where is actually the closest deep one? I know I saw a deep one. Shallow, shallow. Okay, there's a deep one. There's a shallow. Granted, that's a high capacity one. Oh, there's the deep one. So that's probably the one we're gonna make as our permanent final clay mine. I think the shallow ones are a little faster to extract from, which is why I'm depleting them when they're convenient, rather than going to the deep one. Well, with the exception of the sand, I've just decided, yeah, no, we're gonna skip the sand that's inside the city because people don't like living next to a sand pit where you're mining sand, or a coal mine where you're mining coal. Although we probably will mine this coal, right, instead of going to the deep mine. So when this mine runs out, which is still a way off, that's 1,000 coal ore. We won't go straight to the deep mine. We've got another shallow mine to use. We'll probably use the shallow mine as well, so. Okay, so we've got the book binder. What's the production rate? So you make 4 pretty quickly. So 120% normal speed. Although I don't know what normal speed is. I just know they're faster than normal. These guys are working at 90% speed. But it's like 20 to 1, so we'll probably, yeah, 4 to 2 is probably fine in that ratio. Daily tax is collected, and a new merchant has arrived. Buying shoes. Yes, I will sell him some shoes. And some soap. He's not giving us good prices for those, but... Well, actually, no, he's giving us good price for the soap, not the shoes. And if I had a stable set up, I could buy horses from him. Okay, the shoes have been delivered. Let's sell. Villagers died of old age. That's good to see. 4 children have aged up. Then we'll go sell them the soap. And then we'll transfer the gold right now, I think, back to the town storage. Because I don't want to buy anything off of him. Okay, so other than you, everything's upgraded. Looks like. Might be a little bit more upgrading occurring, but let's do another pass on trying to improve desirability in the town. let's up that build. Oops, forgot to move the cows. Okay, which cows are in the wrong spot? You're in the wrong spot. Okay. New merchant has arrived. Merchant 2 buys a bunch of clothes that I've already got pre-positioned, so let's sell him the clothes. I might actually give him some more clothes. A little bit of clothes, a little bit of candle. And then anything I want to buy from him? Apparently a little low on the hide coats, although he's charging a lot for it, so I'm not going to bother. If anything, go check the tanner. Can I increase the throughput in the tanner? No, the tanner's operating at max speed. Before the tanner's probably running slow because I'm probably out of hides. That's mostly coming from hunting and killing livestock. And the livestock's been, well, the death to the livestock has slowed down as I spread them out over three barns. Because in theory, we'll have 3 times as much livestock, but in short term, that means less is being slaughtered. "192 villagers have graduated." Okay. Okay, sell the clothes. And we can sell the candles. Okay, I can't sell all the candles because he actually ran out of money. We took all his money. We don't want any of his stuff, so it is what it is. You know, actually, I will... What, it's 17 times 12... We'll buy some coats off of him. I'm not gonna buy very many. We'll buy like 20 coats off of him. And then we'll sell him more candles. I've set the limit high enough, so it's just laborers auto-transferring over to builders that's taking sweet time. Okay, so there we're probably going to want some more view, like so. Same thing here. Oh, I didn't actually finish the row, which would be like that. I did that end. So I'll have to do some like there and there, and even that might not be enough. I might have to actually upgrade some of the gardens there to get to 60. Okay, we now have a cheesemaker going. This should help to preserve milk, in effect, which we should be getting more and more. Let's upgrade. Let's actually put 6 cheesemakers in. We now hit 100 dead. Okay, new merchant. mainly doesn't want to buy anything that I want to sell. I could sell the iron ore. We got a decent amount, but I don't think that's the way we want to go. Apparently we're out of tools. So it may be worth taking some of the treasury and trading it for tools. Because this is, in theory, a good price for tools, right? Below average price for tools. That may speed up some of the professions getting tools distributed to them. The money hasn't arrived. It's being delivered. We can see the stocking trading post, which is the people going to get the money. Oh, and then one went to go mourn in the graveyard. Okay, so the money has been delivered, so we can go ahead and say buy 40 tools. Buy and transfer 40 tools. Now, as we're improving the desirability, that is causing them to want to upgrade their houses, which is fine. That's kind of the plan. All that does take planks and gold and clay. Oh, you just haven't received any pastries yet. Well, that's because we haven't made it. No, we made like 312. So you actually considered a luxury good? That's a question. Of course, whether it's luxury good or not, you haven't received it, so... Or, well, don't have any currently. And you've got no books. Made a grand total of 2 books last year. Imagine the pastries are what it means by luxury food, so it's just there presumably hasn't been both luxury food and luxury food, 4 types of food, and the books there at a given time. So it's got 2. Okay, so spices don't count as a food type. And now it's back down to 1 because it's consumed one of the types of foods. Okay. I want some of those buildings to come in. At this point, I think we're being more limited by the fact that our people aren't turning into workers fast enough. Although we're sitting up at 18 workers, so they're almost working at the right rate. The designated rate. And every time we upgrade a house, it does put one more housing capacity in. Although, actually, I think the manor apparently went from 6 to 8, so that's actually 2. So if we didn't have the housing cap set at 500, we could technically go higher than that fairly easily in the city as it is. More view going so we can get some more pastries hopefully be made. How much glass are we making? Something like 90 a year. So the only thing, theory, that means we're gonna make about 100. No, so it's 00, so it's 1,800 reserves. So I may want to try getting more glass where we're going. How many laborers do I have? 86, okay. Rank the deep sand mine to the max and the glass maker to the max. And the preservers pulling to the max. Not that I necessarily expect this to be particularly productive during the winter, when most of that stuff, you know, has probably spoiled. It hasn't been preserved yet. Oh, before I forget, which field is crops coming in? That one. So I need to move the livestock out of that field. There we go. Okay. Heavy snows are gone, so people might start coming out to work again. Okay. So as is usually the case, the ones near the edge are the ones struggling the most with desirability. That kind of makes sense. Let's fix you with 1. That'll get you up to 60. You need 2. And you're mostly waiting on actually having some books and having food types. So we'll see how quickly the bookmakers can make books. They're currently being limited by paper. Paper is limited by shortage of flax. Oh, last year was the year that it was the part of the cycle where we don't make flax. That's why. Okay, let's slow down the fertility growth here. Get a little more flax in the cycle. Get some flax coming in every year, basically. Building's on fire! Oh no, the sawmill's on fire. Good thing there's a convenient lake here and large quantities of people in the industrial district to put it out. Oh, it's spread to a different building. Again, good thing that we're right next to a lake with lots of people nearby to put it out. Okay, we got a bunch of stone that needs to be delivered. I don't... Well, we got 80 stone, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so we might technically not have quite that much stone unless someone's being actively delivered. We do have an infinite supply of it, we're just waiting for it to be gathered, basically, with the stone. So it's just holding delay from the stone mine. New merchant has arrived. What do you want? You'll actually buy a bunch of stuff. A bunch of useful stuff. That I could sell. And I could buy barrels from you. That actually looks like a good plan. We sell you some soap. And some pottery. And I'll sell you some cheese. And we'll turn this all into barrels, which will make all the foodstuffs keep longer. Do I need to upgrade these? Bricks. So I can't upgrade all of them right now, I don't have enough bricks. Could probably start upgrading them, but... In fact, I will start upgrading them by upgrading one of them. Start with the first one. Okay, 3 of them are grabbing 3 different things to drop 3 different things off. Rat catchers out catching rats. It's only a little bit of shoe. Otherwise, I'd mostly be buying tools off of you. Anyway, that's arrived. That's arrived. Yeah, I'm gonna buy those barrels. Buy and transfer. Yeah, and you've arrived, so I can sell you new disc barrels as well. Sell you. We might have enough tools. I'll buy a little bit of tools just to make sure we've got plenty. Okay, you've got enough food. You don't have luxury food. I think we do have luxury food. I think that's what the pastries are. Although how long the pastries keep for it, I'm not quite sure. Resources and storage. Keep for 12 months. You know, this doesn't necessarily tell me if that's a luxury food or not. Although, if that's not a luxury food, then... Those mushrooms might be a luxury food? Like, that's the only thing I'd imagine would be that don't apparently have in stockpile. Just got the achievement for, I think it was 200 decorative buildings it was saying. Okay, you're selling medicine. It might make sense to buy some medicine. So let's, what is 33 each. Really decent amount of money on hand. Let's actually move enough to buy like 100 pieces of medicine. Okay, waiting for the gold to be delivered, and we can buy most of his stock of medicine. Okay, so you're short 6. You might not do it. That should definitely do it. Okay. Buy, transfer, 100 medicine. Seven children have grown up. So we're up to 163 are adolescent, 54 are children, 3 are infants. So that's kind of the aging up of the population slowly occurring due to the fact that we, in this case, have hit the population cap. Previously, we've hit that a couple times by hitting the housing cap. The population cap you can change in settings. It's mainly meant there for game speed reasons. So if you think you've got a powerful enough computer, feel free to run the faster, well, the more people, simulate the more people. Okay, so you're gonna level up. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's say that need a little bit more desirability. Oh, you need a little bit more as well. 6. Let's start working on the easy ones. That one's pretty easy. That just needs 1. And that one's pretty easy. You just need 1. You're a little bit harder. You need 2, but we can do that pretty easily like so. Okay, let's get some of that built. See if that's enough in some cases. Oh, and we did manage to get one leveled up to a mansion. Wealthy home that provides shelter from the elements, but will only protect against the coldest temperatures when supplied with firewood. So that is what the fanciest house looks like. So that's the highest tier house. That's the second highest tier house. That's the third highest tier house. We're trying to get rid of the second highest tier house, or the second lowest tier house of the homesteads at the moment. By trying to improve the housing across the entire country, or the entire city. Which is kind of my goal before I end this stream, is we're going to try to get rid of all the homesteads and get them all upgraded to large houses before we end this stream and end this run. Because I think with this city as it is, I think we're doing pretty good. And I think we pretty much got what we can do realistically in 0.9.7. Technically I could set up like a pub, a library, and a guild hall. The library, for example, provides desirability. So we wouldn't have had to do quite so many gardens if I put the pub and the not the theater, the pub and the library up. Put some different public services up, but instead we're providing them a little bit more gardens. And probably if I was to push to like every one mansion, we'd probably want to set the library and stuff up. But I think we pretty much hit most of the things on the head. If anything, I probably want to actually raise the population if we were to continue going. 500 is kind of stifling some of the growth in the city. Although apparently our workers are getting more efficient as things go on. And of course, the working population ratio is rising, just because we're having less and less children. So the children are aging up into the workforce. Oh, and before I forget, while it's still winter, that's the one I need to move the animals out of. Yeah, but there we go. And barns are things you can upgrade, and they're things, again, if we were probably running longer, we'd probably upgrade the barns, so we can get the higher throughput, I think, of the herd. That's how that affects it. Either allows you to have more animals in the same area, or gives you greater yields per animal or something. Oh, and that's, of course, the only house in the entire neighborhood over there that actually has 100+ desirability. So it's the only one that can level up to the mansion right now. If you're wondering why the rest aren't leveling up. A lot of the other ones probably could if I went around and either fully packed out, well, a combination of fully packing out the garden trails, and in some cases upgrading the garden paths, right? So like 96, yeah, if I probably upgrade those 2 garden trails to garden paths, we'd probably get enough in that manner to get that one up as well. But instead, I'm trying to get rid of all the homesteads. I'm trying to get them all upgraded to the large houses. Year number 43. Okay, let's raise that limit to 30. Now I want a few more builders in theory to be... A few more laborers to swap with the builder. Okay, so various things I can sell you. Anything I want to buy from you. Oh, if we're going to set up a pub, the beer would probably be what we'd be buying. Given we're not, I'm not going to bother. Sit here and watch the progress of our second neighborhood in slow promotion. I think the big thing holding it back from promoting faster is actually we're having trouble dragging the stone over from the stone mine. The stone quarry is one of the farthest away from production buildings in the entire city. So it's going to get pulled all the way down this road. And it's probably getting delivered to either here or here, which then the worker's got to go pick it up from there to drag it all the way across the city to come over here and build these gardens. Yep, we got a batch of raiders coming in. So let's recruit and fill up the garrisons in preparation. Okay, and that batch doesn't look like it's coming in with a battering ram. So we should be able to fight it from within our walls. Yeah, maybe the first one to arrive. So let's plan in case that one hits. So flag company area there. Flag combat area over here. Yeah, that one's looking kind of like it's taking circuitous route. I don't know if it's going to hit the north wall or if it's going to hit the northeast wall. Looks like it's going towards the northeast wall. Now, why it would do that instead of hit the north wall, I don't know. Trader 2. Again, it's got stuff I can sell you. We're probably open to selling the soap. That's a high price for the tools, although it is tempting just to buy the tools anyway. You know, we'll trade the soap. Probably for tools. Okay, that raider band is retreating. Minimal damage to the walls there. In fact, it mainly damaged the fence. The fence keeping the cows in, which really isn't keeping the cows in. I've put a fence there for sort of decorative reasons. Oops. I want to move the flag. Move. Flag. There we go. So there they are. So, as you can see, we're losing a couple villagers on the road. Because they decided to go screw with the quarry guys. Okay, we'll ring the town bell, see if we can get the citizens to run away from the raid, instead of running up the road towards the work site.
At the ready.
Move the flag, not select the unit. So, yeah. Okay, it looks like that batch is running for it as well. Okay, so it looks like that raid is pretty much over. So we'll select all the troops and we'll tell them to go back to the barracks. We'll end the town bell and go back to normal working. Okay, desirability-wise, you've got 2 more to go. You've got 1 more to go. You've got 1 more to go, and you're actually the hardest. You're 7 off. Although you've got the building that's not complete next to you. That's going to provide 3, which will actually be enough for you. That will bring you to 62. So that one, that one, that one. That's going to be the hard one. Okay. And I think all of them are just like build 1 more garden trail. And so that'll fix you. Fix you. Let's actually build a different type of spot for you. Small park. Well, the smart park's got pretty good range. So I can cover probably both of these with the small park. Yeah. Okay, so once all that's done, those 3, well, 4 building sites, and the upgrades are done, I think that's where we're going to put the stream break in. The part break in, probably end this series. Village was raided. We handled the raid size of 50. 42 raiders were killed at the cost of 4 villagers because they decided to come down the quarry road. I think all 4 of them were killed on this road out to the quarry.
Hmm? Work to be done?
I have no clue if that gardening is actually, you know, producing anything. That's why I built these. That reminds me. Oh, actually, one of those is probably useful in gathering stuff, but we'll upgrade all of them. I was going to swap them over to making mushrooms. Yeah, so we got enough resources to get these constructions complete. I think it's just hauling mostly. As far as the zoom goes out, it does appear to be as far as the zoom goes out. $15 stone there, 2 and 2. And then we're gonna have a couple different buildings that are gonna all upgrade it. Gonna need upgrading. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 buildings. Unless I'm missing one. Yeah, looks like we got all the ones over here. We've got one upgrade in the middle here. I think that one was probably waiting for foodstuffs. Yeah, because it already had the desirability for quite a while. Okay, we got all but the stone delivered to one of them. And yeah, at this point, not very much active gameplay. I'm just trying to finish up improving the quality of the town. Which may be a little bit on foodstuffs, but although that should probably clear next spring when we got higher foodstuffs coming in from reserved foods and stuff. Or from fruits. Fruits and veds and all the other stuff. Oh, it is actually winter, so which is that one. So I need to move it off of that one. Okay, so after it starts warming up, we should see the last couple upgrades start and complete. And then we'll go into this part with a town where all the houses are large houses, hopefully. One homestead, two homestead, three homestead that are waiting. Well, one of those is waiting on food. You're waiting on labor. And you're upgraded. Okay. Oh, and everyone is basically perfectly happy. So this is a nice stable city at the time. Looking around the city, waiting for things to happen. Didn't need to use that coal mine, although we may need to soon if we were to continue going. How much have we got left in this one? 689. Yeah, we'd be moving over there fairly soon. In fact, that's close enough. I think I will go ahead and queue that mine up. Whoops. Just realized we ran out of wood. Not a problem yet, but that would have become a problem pretty quickly, had I not just got it. Okay, so some of these houses are just waiting on their third food type to be stocked to get queued for upgrades. You got all the laborers chopping down trees. Fix the lumber state. When you need candles as well. Mine is out of ore. Which mine? The clay pit. Okay. We already prepared for that by building another clay pit. Trader has arrived. Apparently we've got a lot of cheese. Let's export some cheese. Probably turn that into tools. Keep everyone productive. Trying to put a shortcut through the field so they don't have to walk all the way around. Because that forest eventually will grow back, in which case they'll want to chop it down again. In which case they'll want to walk through the field in the future. So you're waiting on food types, you're waiting on food types, you're waiting on food types. So yeah, I think we're just waiting on the last couple houses to upgrade, and then probably go ahead and put the end of the series in. Waiting on food types, you're waiting on food types. And these are things that we should have. So it's just more about being patient here. To speed it up, I can put a little bit more emphasis on getting this market stocked. But yeah, they've got three foods. Actually, no, they've only got two food types stocked right now. They've got meat and preserves. Because I believe preserves and fruit are in the same food type. Oh, and I don't have enough glassware for the bakery. Be upgraded. Crops lost due to disease, that tends to be the case. And yeah, let's sell a bunch of cheese. And buy a bunch of tools. Yeah, the other guy's selling tools at better price anyway, so we'd buy it from them instead of from her. Although I can sell you some soap. Get get you making mushrooms. Everybody come over and check on these things. Getting heat wave. Yeah, I've got the food variety, it's just not being distributed very well to these, this end of the city, apparently. Yeah, that's interesting, because we've got it here, they just gotta go pick it up. Trader 2, do you have anything I want to trade? Not really. Villagers get hungry 15% slower. That would have been better earlier in the run. This late in the run, I'm not that interested in it. Okay, so one of them apparently picked up food because it's upgrading now. Yeah, so they're a little desirability, so it's just waiting for them to decide they need more food in their place, so you have 3 types of food. Oh, part of the town's on fire. It's right next to a well, so there shouldn't be a problem putting it out. Oh, I didn't even realize that one hadn't upgraded yet. Yep, now it's identically stocked with at least 3 different types of food. We got vegetables, preserves, and bread. So it's just getting distributed out to the houses, and then we'll have a couple decent houses. We've even got a manor out here, because some of the places had to get overly beautified to get to where we wanted them to be. Get the outer ones to where we wanted them to be. Yeah, desirably 80. We definitely could push for higher quality buildings across the board. I've just decided the goal before I end this series is to get them all to large house. We've only got 2 more to go. And granted, we've only had like 4 more to go for like staff power, so apparently RNG is not being the friend of getting this run done quickly at this point. these guys to receive their 3 foods. Got 2. Nope, the market doesn't have any bread for whatever reason. And I don't quite have the stuff to upgrade the second bakery yet. Yeah, the upgraded one's running at full steam, given the circumstances. Okay, so you got some meat. I'm surprised they grabbed regular meat and not smoked meat. Presumably we should have some smoked meat. Although all the smoking's at the end of the city, so I suppose it might be redistributed to this end. And it's not filtering down to this end, because this end's the end with all the hunters, right? There's a bunch of hunting south. South and the southwest. Nope, there we go. There's the last one being upgraded. It'll probably finish up this year. Although, it may take to early next spring, depending on how long it takes for them to hold the supplies over. So while we're waiting for that to build, let's do a tour of the map. Up here, we've got a coal mine. We previously had an iron mine up here earlier in the past. Here's our most recent farming area, where I've been taking advantage of the fact that animals sort of fertilize the fields. So I've been rotating the animals around to keep the fertility really high, while getting basically a mix of all the food types. This is a slightly older field, which is mainly focused just on getting in wheat for making bread. We have a couple of arborists that, in addition to having an apiary that's running at maximum effectiveness due to being surrounded by a bunch of fruit trees, is also making us a bunch of fruit. And we have the newer of our 2 neighborhoods, the older of our 2 neighborhoods, which is a little bit more advanced because of that. It has managed to get up to a mansion. We have things like the Grand Theater, a Grand Temple, we have a school, we have a pastry shop to go with our bakery. Got a nice paved festival pole. We do have lots of garden trails. A couple of them have been paved, the garden paths. Here is our older sort of farming area in the middle here. This bit here in particular was kind of a mistake, I think, to do. Initially, look at the fertility. You can see the fertility is very red. Initially, this bit here, the fertility was really bad, and we've worked to fix that, right? The fields are now decently fertile, but 40 years in, we're only up to like 80%. It took a while. Here's our initial cow pasture. We got a goat pasture in here, which is a little bit hard to see because we don't have it walled in. And we have a chicken coop pasture over there. This is our industrial sector, right next to our town center. Sort of the town center and the farms here split up the neighborhood from the industry. At one point, I think this was forested, so I think we've sort of encroached. Actually, I think this was sort of like a forest here. And then we had like sort of a swampy area over here. So as we deforested the swampy area, it hasn't sort of reforested very much. Oh, and this is our initial coal mine. That's almost empty. That's why we have the second one set up. We went over here and got a deep stone deposit where we're getting stone out of. This may be a place where we put gold mining in the future, because it would be a place where we put deep gold mining in the future. Got a deep sand maker there. Right about here was our original iron mine. Then we got a little bit of expansion over here for hunting and fishing. And when we discovered this lake down here, we moved down here for some more fishing. And then way down here, this is our 3rd iron mine. This is the first, like, high-capacity iron mine we found. The other ones only had, like, 500 iron in them, so they depleted fairly quickly, especially once we started really wanting iron. And yeah, that's the town. I was maybe contemplating putting some farms down here, but because of the deer, and the fact that deer don't completely despawn, in fact, we have some deer inside the city walls because they don't despawn. I didn't necessarily want to build a farm and then have the deer constantly leave the farm, the food in the farm. But yeah. And with that, we've got all the houses upgraded to at least Tier 3, so the lowest quality house we have in our city here are the large houses, Tier 3 houses. In the older neighborhood, we do have a lot of manors, which are the Tier 4 ones, and we have one Tier 5 one. If we were going to continue the run, it would be pretty easy, I think, to get a lot more Tier 4 and Tier 5 ones just by improving the beautifications in various places. And with that, I think that is the tour of the city as it is at the end. I've let this part go way too long. I should have really broken it up into a part or two. But at this point, I think I have enough, at least for this series, to be recorded completely across the break. So, if you're watching on YouTube, this will be the last part in this run in Farthest Frontier in 0.9.7g. I will go ahead and put a save in here. With the save, we probably won't load it up again. In theory, I would be back before 1.0 comes out by like 1 day, so I could technically do another stream. But this is where I think this run is going to come to an end. If you're watching on YouTube, there should also probably be a part of something come tomorrow, because by the time this goes live, I should be back recording, so there should be stuff up for you by tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, this is not going to be the last stream before I go on vacation. I am planning on streaming tomorrow. There will probably be Terra Invicta tomorrow. Spoilers to you on Twitch in comparison to YouTube. The Terra Invicta stream for tomorrow is actually going to be before this part. So if you're watching on YouTube, that part should have probably come out before this part. This is because of how I've been breaking these ones up, we've been getting like 7 parts in a night. So this is actually recorded farther ahead than Terra Invicta. There probably won't be enough Terra Invicta to cover the break. In fact, actually, I'm fairly certain there won't be. So there'll be a break in Terra Invicta content. Of course, if you're watching this on YouTube, that break would have already happened. It would have been in your past. But even Twitch, the last Terra Invicta stream before the break will be tomorrow. And then after that Terra Invicta stream, that will be all the content until I get back from break, which will be like the 22nd, 23rd of October. I'm thinking if everything goes according to plan, we should be streaming on the 22nd. So tomorrow and then the 22nd. So that's the upcoming schedule. And I forgot to move the cows, but that's fine. We're ending for the month. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and wish you all the best of luck, a good time. Catch you all in the next part, and bye for now.